Hey gamers, welcome back. Today we are about to tackle one of the million-dollar questions just for you. Well, while the gaming world remains at a crossroad with one side carrying the traditional consoles like Xbox and PlayStation, the cloud gaming platforms on the other hand are promising some AAA titles without the expensive gear. Now, the questions that looms in the mindset of players is, will game streaming make the consoles obsolete? To put it simply, will game streaming replace traditional consoles? Well, let's dive in to learn more. First up, let's understand the gaming market today, and then we will continue ahead with the rest. The gaming industry today stands at a pivotal juncture. It is caught between the disruptive and rising cloud gaming and the traditional consoles legacy. For many decades, consoles like Xbox, PlayStation and Nintendo, they reigned supreme. They offered unparalleled immersion with their cutting-edge hardware. Yet, the game streaming advent, which is powered by NVIDIA GeForce Now, the nascent gaming arm of Netflix and Xbox cloud gaming are all threatening to upend the hierarchy. The debate is not just about the technology you see, it is about the philosophies clash. Like whether streaming's convenience renders the hardware obsolete or whether the consoles will continue to evolve to coexist. Let's dive deeper, layer by layer. Well, the gaming platforms evolved, arcades to clouds. To understand the stakes, it's better we rewind. In the arcade era, around 1970s birthed the gaming-like communal experiences with some titles like Space Invaders and Pong. The 1980s brought in home consoles like Atari 2600, ensuring to democratize access. Getting ahead, the 1990s saw the Nintendo and Sega duel with SNES and Genesis, while the PlayStation of Sony in 1994 revolutionized 3D gaming completely. So, by the time we entered the 2000s, PlayStation Network and Xbox Live pioneered online multiplayer. They cemented the consoles like the social hubs. However, cloud gaming here marks the next evolutionary leap, like the physical discs or the downloads. The game streams from the remote servers, eliminating the hardware barriers. The model, which is akin to the Netflix for gamers, comes with a promise of accessibility, but it raises the existential questions. Can streaming match PS5 fidelity, and will the gamers trade the ownership for convenience? Well, who knows? But what we do know is that Gaming Gambit by Netflix is the perfect case study to understand the disruption. Netflix is the titan of video streaming. We all know that. However, what we don't know is that the quietly infiltrating gaming arena of Netflix. It catalogs of around 80 mobile titles, including the Stranger Things 1984 and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, with 30 million downloads and more. The VP of Games at Netflix, Alan Tuscan, argues that the younger generation gives priority to flexibility over hardware. As per him, the future remains platform agnostic. After all, kids today wish to play on either screen at any time, at any place, even in a car. Yes, the success of Netflix hinges on the nostalgia. GTA San Andreas, the PS2 title from 2004, underscores the team's enduring appeal for console classics. While Tuscan dismissed the old model of high-definition controllers and specs, Netflix's strategy leans quite heavily on legacy content. The paradox highlights the broader tension on whether streaming can innovate beyond the repackaging of the past. Getting to cloud gaming. It's a promise versus reality. While one of its upside is accessibility, the other cost is efficiency. Yes, players can play Elden Ring at $200 tablet and even a decade-old laptop. As for the subscriptions, the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate costs around $16.99 per month, and it undercuts the $500 consoles. As for the offered chance of instant play and cross-platform flexibility, cloud gaming doesn't just eliminate the updates and downloads, but it also offers players the chance to seamlessly switch between TV, phone, and a PC. And on the downsides of the cloud gaming stands the latency. Even the 5G network, it can input the lag in fast-paced games. As per a conducted study in 2023, it was found that 50 millisecond delays can reduce the performance by 30% in competitive shooters. As for the data consumption, well, Cloud gaming streaming at 1080p burns approx 15 GB per hour, and it is definitely a punishment to data capped users. Getting to the ownership erosion, one can lose the subscription and games. Digital rights management or DRM locks the content to the platforms. Lastly, when we talk about internet reliance, bandwidth poor regions or rural regions face exclusion. Heavy stuff, isn't it? Well, there's more coming ahead as we are about to take a technical dive in now. Cloud gaming is highly reliant on edge computing as the data centers remain positioned near the users to minimize latency. GeForce by NVIDIA now uses AI-powered upscaling for the enhancement of streamed graphics, while Microsoft's Azure servers give priority to low latency pathways. Yet, the innovations cannot completely replicate the local instance. Forza Horizon 5. It streams at 60 FPS 1080p on the Xbox Cloud Gaming. However, it runs 4K 120 FPS natively on Series X. Now, the console strikes back, and they are definitely not dead. In terms of performance, both Xbox Series X and PS5 delivers 4K 120 FPS with near-instant load time through SSDs and ray tracing. The exclusives by these consoles, including titles like Starfield and God of War Ragnarok, anchor console ecosystem. For the ownership, the owners have physical discs, and the digital purchase lets them have perpetual access, completely untouched by the subscription whims. And if you talk about the community, platforms like Xbox Live and PlayStation Network foster social ecosystems like parties, video chats, and shared achievements. If you look at the hybrid innovation, well, the consoles can be seen adapting instead of resisting. You can see it yourself. What we mean is that PlayStation Plus Premium, priced at $17 per month, perfectly blends streaming with downloadable classics. The Xbox Game Pass Ultimate includes xCloud streaming to enable the games of Series X on players' phones. The hybrids ensure to cater to not just the hardcore gamers but also the casual ones by blurring the lines between the cloud and the hardware. In terms of market resilience, despite the rise of streaming, console sales are thriving. Sony 2024 sold 50 million PS5, while Nintendo's Switch, the hardware-software hybrid, was able to cross 132 million units. The console even dominated the emerging markets. In Brazil, where the broadband is spotty, approx 70% gamers prefer offline play. Not to forget, the mobile-first revolution in India was a litmus test for cloud gaming. India today has 500 million gamers, epitomizing the potential and the pitfalls of streaming. Some mobile titles like Free Fire and BGMI rules. However, Jio Games has the aim to stream AAA games for budget phones through the 5G network. If you ask what the opportunities are, well, affordability comes first. Yes, one can stream FIFA 24 on the 10,000 rupees phone. It bypasses the consoles priced at 50,000 rupees. And the access, that too. Rural gamers do not need to pay the high hardware costs. They can simply leapfrog to cloud. Now, just like any other aspect, its pros and cons benefit the challenges. Even we have some challenges for you. Starting with the data cost. 1 GB of 5G data costs in India rupees 10, and this is prohibitively expensive for the streamers. Even the infrastructure, only 30% of India now has 5G coverage. The latency in states like Bihar exceeds 100 milliseconds. Regarding local innovations, Airtel Extreme's Cloud and GeForce by NVIDIA has partnered with telecoms with the aim of subsidizing data costs. Even after this, for many players, offline consoles remain to be a viable option and a choice. There's an internet divide, and it is the global barrier to cloud gaming. 3 billion people globally are reliant on the internet. In the sub-Saharan Africa, approx 70% of households aren't able to stream SD video, let alone the games. Even in United States, approx 25% of the rural areas are lacking broadband. Definitely, the solutions are in the progress, and the satellite internet, that is Starlink by SpaceX, offers 50 millisecond latency. It is a game changer within the remote regions. As for edge computing, Microsoft's Azure Edge Zones, they reduce the latency by ensuring the process of the data close to the users. Even after this, the solution remains to be years from ubiquity. Till then, the offline capabilities of the consoles are critical. Well. After so much of information being provided, let's get down to the end and talk about environmental equation that comes with cloud's energy cost versus consoles. It's argued by critics that the energy footprint of cloud gaming can eclipse the consoles. The data centers consume just 1% of the global electricity, with a single GPU serving 400 watts in an hour. It is equivalent to the 10 PS5s. On the other hand, there are the consoles, which are quite energy intensive and the benefit from the efficiency gains. PS5 uses 0.5 watt in the rest mode and 10 watt for the idle cloud servers. If we talk about the sustainable innovations, there are some green data centers today. Both Microsoft and Google are aiming for carbon negative operations by 2030, and the hardware recycling PS5 by Sony uses 100% of the recycled plastics in its making. In simpler terms, the environmental debate is unresolved. However, both models are facing pressure to bring innovation. So, what's the verdict? Well, it's the coexistence in the fragmented future. By the end of 2025, the gaming landscape would likely fragment into three tiers. Coming first is the premium consoles. It will be for the enthusiasts who demand exclusives and peak performance. Then there will be cloud-native gamers or casual players who give priority to cost and accessibility. And then lastly, there are hybrid users who will leverage both. It's like playing Halo Infinite on the Xbox and going ahead and streaming Fortnite on their phone, making it a win-win. According to industry projections, cloud gaming is expected to hit a $20 billion by 2025 end as per Newzoo. As for the consoles, their sales remain expected to grow 3% annually, all set and driven by the PS5 Pro and the next-gen Xbox IDC. In it all, the indie titles including the Stardew Valley and Hades thrive on both platforms, showing that it's the content and not the hardware that often dictates the success. Coming finally to much awaited end about, can game streaming replace traditional consoles? Well, no matter which of these wins, the player will always be first. They will always win. The debate is not the winner takes all. Streaming will ensure to democratize the success. It will draw billions of mobile-first users, yet the consoles would endure. They will offer the unmatched fidelity and the cultural cachet. For gamers, such duality means greater freedom. They will not just have the right to choose but also to play and own it on their terms. As noted, it is not a war. It is the expansion of what gaming can be in the future. So whether you are a team console or a cloud or even both, the future is quite bright. And the real victory is that you will have many more ways to playing, connecting and immersing than you had before. So players, game on!